guys, welcome to the line change. I'm your host, Tyler, coming at you with another game recap. Once again, the Vancouver Canucks flush 2 points down the drain and, fail yet again and miss out on another opportunity to gain some ground in the wild card. First period, the Canucks kind of started off on a bit of a bad foot. They took a 2-minute delay of game penalty, at the very beginning of the game. It was Tyler Myers who took that delay of game penalty. And it's not the first time in the last few games that Tyler Myers is taking a delay of game penalty. But, after the Canucks were able to kill off said penalty, Tyler Myers gets a beautiful pass by Drew O'Connor, skates down the wing, rears back, and blasts it from the wing and scores. A slap shot on the rush, and he just, slaps it in, gets a goal, his fourth of the season, scored at 3:17, assisted by O'Connor and Garland, and wow, what a goal. And once again, the Vancouver Canucks score in the first period. That's now back-to-back games. They have now scored in the first period, which is a good thing to see. And it's also a good thing to see Tyler Myers, get on the score sheet. And not only that, but basically come out of the box and blast one into the net. Great to see from Tyler Myers, considering, the guy took a puck to the throat last night, and we weren't even sure if he was going to play. So hats off, my hat's off to Tyler Myers being able to play tonight and then being rewarded after, shooting the puck over the glass for a penalty, and then he makes it up by scoring. Later on, the Canucks scored again. This time it was Pius Suter scoring his 16th of the season at 16:52, assisted by Tyler Myers with his 17th assist, and assisted by Besser, his 19th of the season. So the Canucks are up 2-0 here in the first period. And in this first period, Tyler Myers has 2 points. And again, this coming 24 hours after taking a puck to the throat and having to leave the game. And we weren't even sure if Myers was going to play tonight. So already a big game for Tyler Myers. More on him later on in this video. The Ducks went 0-for-1 on the power play. So the Canucks continue their strong penalty kill as of late, despite having allowed a power play goal against Utah. They've come back and since killed off 5 power plays in a row. So there's that. The Canucks finished the period with 8 shots and the Ducks with 6 shots. So after the first period, the Canucks were leading in shots. And now brings us to the second period. Anaheim scored in the second period. Vetrano scored his 18th of the season at 5:27, assisted by Ryan Strome and Troy Terry. Quinn Hughes rang one off the crossbar shortly afterwards, nearly extending the Canucks' lead, but it wasn't meant to be. I thought it was a great chance for Hughes. I actually watched it live, and yeah, you heard the ping. I bet you a lot of Canucks fans let out a gasp at how close Quinn came, coming down the wing, and he just shot it off the crossbar. So great chance there for Hughes. I did notice he played a little bit more tonight than he did last night. We'll go over that more a little bit later. But continuing on, Anaheim ties the game up. It was Gauthier scoring his 13th of the season at 9:09, assisted by Lundstrom. It looked like in the second period, the Canucks did what they seem to do a lot. They sat back with a 2-0 lead. And how many times are we going to point that out? It seemed like the first period, they had some juice. They scored not once, but twice in the first period. Along comes the second period, and Anaheim seems to step up their game and manages to tie it. So once again, the Canucks need to get rid of this, mentality of sitting back on a lead, because even if you're up 2-0, in a split second, that can change, and it can change the entirety of the game, which, in the end, it basically did. So moving on, the Ducks went 0 for 1 on the power play once again here in the second period. So now they are 0 for 2 on the power play. So the Canucks once again killed off yet another penalty. So again, just a little bit of positivity for the Canucks, continuing to showcase a strong penalty kill despite having a lack of offense and not able to keep a lead. Speaking of special teams, the Canucks' power play has goals in 8 of their last 10 games, which is pretty darn good. Tonight, they did not convert on the power play. So, and also I noticed in this period, they were struggling to keep the puck while they were on the power play. They had a few good chances. Quinn Hughes was doing his best to try and, get the Canucks on the board on the power play. They had a chance from Hughes, a one-timer that was stopped by Dostal. But basically, they were really struggling to get into the offensive zone and keep the puck on the power play. Anaheim scores again to make it It was Strome scored his 9th of the season at 18:41, assisted by McTavish and Terry. There was a little kerfuffle between Connor Garland and Jacob Trouba near the end of the period. From what I saw, it kind of looked like Trouba slew-footed Garland. So I'm not sure why that didn't get called. I mean, it's a little hard to tell if it was a slew foot or not, but basically he took his legs right from out underneath him, and I thought that was a bit of a missed call by the refs. I think they should have called that. Just because slew footing is it's a dirty move for one, and two, they're trying to get that out of the game, and it's led to suspensions as of late. And on that note, Trouba is known to be dirty, and he's done these dirty plays before, so he has a history. So I also think that should have been taken into consideration on calling that, but it was not called in the end. Quinn Hughes, after 2 periods, has an ice time of 15 minutes and 13 seconds. So he's been, last night they limited his minutes. Tonight, it seems like they were going to do that, but after 2 periods, it seemed like Quinn Hughes was on the ice a lot more than he was last night against LA. So that's good to see. And maybe it's, he's getting his motor going. And the Canucks are relying on him to try and turn this game around. Moving on into the third period. In that second period, the Canucks rush defense really let them down. They also looked better on their second power play opportunity. They had a couple more chances, but Dostal was able to stop them. They also, at certain points, couldn't come up with the puck cleanly. I noticed that in the third period. Anaheim scores again to make it 4-2. It was Lacombe scoring his 10th of the season at 15:46, assisted by McTavish. So on that note, the Ducks scored 5 unanswered goals, after having, scored to make it a 1-goal game, scored to tie it, scored to take the lead, and then extended their lead 4-2 and then 5-2. Speaking of the 5-2 goal, Troy Terry scored his 18th of the season into an empty net at 17:54, assisted by Strome and Lundstrom. The Canucks were just not generating enough off the rush, and then the game ended with a score of 5-2 for Anaheim. Final shots were 24-24, so at least the Canucks for this time didn't get outshot. By the end of the game, shots were pretty even. I did not get the shots in the second period between the two teams, unfortunately, but the final shots were 24-24. A few other notes that I heard while watching this game. The Canucks are 12 when leading after 1 period. They're 7-4-1 when tied after 2 periods. And now they're 0 when trailing after 2 periods. So that last one is not good at all. That's bad. The fact that they have not won yet this season when trailing after 2 periods, that really needs to get turned around. That is a major red flag right there, and they need to figure it out. Some post-game notes after tonight. Tyler Myers, we mentioned we were going to talk about Myers a little bit more. Here we go. Myers is now second on the team on team scoring since January 1st. So that's huge for Tyler Myers right there. He's second on the team in scoring since January 1st. Yet another blown lead loss. How many times have we said that now? A lot. Quinn Hughes finished the game at 22 minutes and 58 seconds of ice time, so about a minute longer than the game last night. So he played just a little bit more tonight, trying to get the Canucks a win. Unfortunately, it did not work out. Also, speaking of Hughes, his 9-game point streak came to an end tonight as he didn't register a point tonight, unfortunately. So, that streak is over. Speaking of streaks, going into this game tonight, the Canucks had won 8 straight against the Ducks. They were looking for win number 9 in a row against the Ducks. That is now gone with the Ducks winning. Speaking of the Ducks, the Ducks are now only 4 points behind the Canucks in the wild card race. Last night they were 6. They gained another 2 points. The Canucks do not get any points. So now the Ducks are only 4 games behind them, which is a little scary considering it's the Ducks. On that note, Calgary lost tonight. They were shut out by Tampa Bay 3-0. So Calgary didn't gain any points either. This recording, as of right now, the Canucks are still in a playoff spot. They are only 1 point above Calgary. But, that said, Utah won tonight. So now Utah is only 2 points behind the Canucks for the second wild card spot. Canucks lose out on yet another valuable 2 points, as we just mentioned. So far, they are 1-3 on this 5-game road trip. The road trip ends on Saturday in Seattle. Now, moving forward to we're going to do a little bit something new for our recap videos. Going forward, we're going to select a player of the game where we're going to, go over the game and basically pick out who contributed the most, who really kind of stood out for us. So in tonight's first player of the game for the line change, that is going to go out to none other than Tyler Myers. He had a goal, an assist, 2 penalty minutes, 2 shots, 2 blocks, and 17 minutes and 53 seconds of ice time. I gotta hand it to Tyler Myers, scoring that goal after serving that penalty, and then getting an assist on the second goal. His pass, his play on that second goal was incredible, showcasing a little bit of an offensive defenseman there, managing to get the puck out front to Suter, who managed to bury it. Just the fact that Tyler Myers, 24 hours ago, took a puck to the throat and had a massive welt on his neck. It hit a nerve, and he felt dizzy afterwards. And the fact that they weren't sure if he was going to play. And then he goes and plays a game like this, scores in the first period, gets 2 points in the first period. I had to give it to Myers. So congratulations to Tyler Myers. You are the Line Changers player of the game. So that's going to do it for this recap. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you are not subscribed to the channel, do us a favor and smash that subscribe button. You really help us out. Share the video. Share it with your friends. If you'd like, leave a comment. And for those of you watching and listening to us on Spotify, give us a comment as well. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.